Before we start the video, I just want to say that lately I've seen a lot of players come back to Oldschool Runescape, but they have nobody else to play the game with. So we made an awesome community who's ready to help out anyone, and we can do all sorts of stuff together: PVMing, skilling, bosses, raids. We even have competitions. Or if you just want to hang out with other Runescape players, come join my Discord and let's hang out together. The Discord link is in the description down below. Okay, let's start the video. Did you know that you can add garlic to restore potions for 25 experience, making an unfinished balance potions, but that 25 experience comes regardless of the number of doses. So splitting a 4-dose potion into 4 single doses means you can get 100 experience in total. Absolutely useless in the grand scheme of things, but still a fun fact. Or here's another one. Did you know that you can cut charcoal with wood cutting skill? Yes, you can get charcoal and all you need is an axe. You go to Fossil Island and there are burnt trees here. If you cut them, you will not receive logs. Instead, you will only receive charcoal. Now some say I'm a connoisseur for old school RuneScape facts. Some say I'm a loser. I say why not both? I mean, we're already halfway there, why stop now? But the problem is I have so many fun facts I want to showcase to you that I think showing just few is not enough. I want more. I need more. So without further ado, here are some solid old school RuneScape fun facts for you, and we have a good one to begin with. There is an interesting item called the LizardKicker, which might just be one of the best ranging items for Iron Man until you reach 72 Herblore. What the item does is push your range level by 4, but it drains your strength and magic. It costs almost nothing and you can buy it from the Shasian bar. So if you want a cheap alternative to boost your ranging level, this is actually perfect for that. Okay, good start. Next up, let's talk about butterflies. There's an item called Snowy Night that you can catch with butterfly jar and a net. You can use that Snowy Night on another player, and that player will heal for 15 HP. This also works with Ruby, Sapphire and Black butterflies, which boost the other player's attack, defense and strength levels. The same amount you will get with super combo potions. That is extremely nice, and I don't think many people know about it. And you know what else is extremely nice? I waited for this so long, and finally I got my first sponsor. I'm extremely happy for this, so here we go. Let's talk about today's sponsor, Yahaha. Inside Yahaha, you can create your very own interactive platform experience for free. Whatever comes to your mind, you can create that here. And you don't need any coding or server knowledge to start. Yahaha's asset library offers millions of different options to build your own world. Always wanted to make your own game but never knew how? Here's your chance. Build your own maps, make your own games, and after finishing, make sure to save it, and now it's available to everyone to join in on the fun as well. Play with your friends, make new friends, whatever fits you the best. And if games aren't your thing, you can even implement YouTube sharing screen and watch content together while inside Yahaha. And if you're stuck on your building skills, Yahaha hosts live Twitch sessions and makes YouTube content to enhance your metaverse building skills. This is super awesome and it is the future. I encourage you to check it out right now. Download Yahaha for free by clicking the link in the description or using the QR code on the screen to get early access. Thank you to Yahaha for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's continue with more fun facts. Next up we have summer pies, which are statistically the fastest healing food in the game. You can heal 33 hit points in 1.8 seconds because you can eat pies in quicker succession than most foods. Your attacks are still delayed, like with all other foods, but if you need a quick heal, this is the best one out there. Not to mention they restore run energy and give agility boost, which allows your run energy to deplete less over time. Did you know there are a total of 3 King Black Dragon lairs in Old School RuneScape? One is the original one, aka the lair you see KBD right now. The second one is Nightmare Zone because it was implemented so early on into Old School RuneScape that they didn't have time to make Nightmare Zone into actual lair, so they just reused the KBD one. And the final one is actually in the Temple of Ikov quest dungeon. Yes, it was first released in 2004 and there was unfortunately a safe spot in the KBD Lair, so they made a new one in the wilderness, but they never removed this one and it's still there to this day if you use detached camera feature. You can even go check it out yourself. Unfortunately, the old KBD has now moved on to the farm to live out the rest of his days, but it's still an interesting relic from almost 20 years ago. Let's talk about membership. Ever wanted to get 1 day of membership? Well, now you can. If you are free to play and have members items in your bank while not being able to afford a bond, you can buy 1 day of membership on your RuneScape 3 mobile account that is linked with your Oldschool RuneScape account, and it costs total of $1. It's a great way if you just want to play the game for 24 hours or be able to sell some of your member stuff so you can buy a bond. A lot of people have asked me this in my videos about this one specific RuneLight plugin that showcases all of your weapon charges, like the Abyssal Tentacle, like the Blowpipe, like the Trident, and so many others. And it's called the Weapon Charges plugin. It's really useful so you don't have to right click your weapon every time and you always know when to recharge it. Using the full Thorax with Amulet of the Damned is actually one of the best ways to kill Chaos Elemental, because the passive effect increases your defense level by 1% for every 1 hit point missing. Meaning, if you're on 30 or 40 HP, your defense is so incredibly high that you don't need to eat almost any food. And this works against PKs as well, making you a complete tank, while almost risking nothing. And in return, you can, for instance, get the Chaos Elemental pet in 3kc, or maybe even better, who knows. Yes, I did get it at 3kc, and I had to record this part over the clip because I couldn't control myself. If you want to see the actual clip with the live recording, I have it on my Patreon, so if you want to support me or this channel, patreon.com/Grievous. Okay, let's move on. I had this weird issue where every time I used shops for money making, I had to re-enter my bank pin after every world hop, but I found out there's an easy fix for that. If you talk to any banker, you click on the change your pin settings and then click on the change logout behavior. Your pin will now only activate after you've been logged out for more than 5 minutes. That way, if you world hop, you don't have to enter your bank pin anymore. And it only allows the pin to remain entered if you log in from the same IP address. So let's say during those 5 minutes you get hacked. The hacker won't be able to access your bank. The original sound for cooking animation you hear was actually the Crower brothers' mom who was frying bacon. Yum! The Crower brothers are, by the way, the people who made RuneScape, just in case you didn't know. When you're about to hit 200 million experience in a skill, there is no message or fireworks, but just in case, I recommend you still try it out yourself. Lumber's casual cooking range gives plus 30 cooking boost to 2 items. Usually stop burning botanical buys at level 84, but for this range only, you stop burning at level 52. The same goes for mushroom buys. Normal is level 89, but the range is level 60. So whenever you need to make your own buys, use the Lumbridge range. If you attack NPC with a ranged weapon and then click on any food or potion in your inventory within the same tick, your character will try to run to melee distance of that NPC and will just stand there menacingly. The reason for this is that the game cancels your attack because you interacted with the food and or potion, but it doesn't cancel your targeting the NPC because those are 2 separate things. So now you know when you noodle at a boss, what's the real reason. One of the fastest early game farming training methods is actually buying Grand Seed pods. These pods cost 150k each, and when you right click them and use the option to launch, after a small animation you will be teleported to the top of Gnome Stronghold, and it gives you 100 farming experience for it. Getting from level 1 to 50 in farming requires 25 seed pods and it costs over 3 million GP. Back in 2007, there was this popular thing called WWE Runescape version, where a large community would go to BOH and just battle it out with role-playing entrances, fighting, trash talking, and everything else involved. They quite literally held RuneScape Championship where they just fought it out to see who becomes the WWE Runescape Champion. Here is probably the silliest fact for this game. Since Jagex parent company is a publicly traded firm, you can buy dividends to make technically Jagex pay for your membership. You would need around $10,000 worth of dividends to sustain a membership through that, which equals to around 60 years of membership. Is that worth it? Absolutely not. Is it still a funny fact? Yes it is. The closest bank to fairy rings is currently the code TJR, which puts you just few dials away from the Shasian bank, so if you're fishing around ones or just regularly are using fairy rings, you should use this instead of the fairy ring home teleport, as it saves you a lot of time. Gem rocks are now one of the best mining experience in the game. With the December update, Jagex changed how mining rocks works, and the delay on gem rocks is now basically removed. With charged glory, you get gems 3 times as fast, and you can get up to 100,000 mining experience while also getting you 1 million GP an hour. Here's a useful fact for you. You can use the house viewer inside your BOH to relocate all your rooms to your preferred way, which helps you keep you the rejuvenation pool and teleports close to the house portal if you messed up early on in your construction training. There is a hotel in Shiloh Village where you used to be able to sleep back in the day. RuneScape used to work way different than 20 years ago, where if you got really exhausted after walking for a while, you had to rent hotels, and they cost 35 GP per night. Apparently it never got removed, so you can still buy the ticket for the night, but you can't do anything with that ticket. After the tutorial island, you need to kill exactly 3,258,608 chickens to get level 99 attack, strength and defense. There is an interesting subreddit called Runescape Collect, where people show off their most prized collections, like a guy who has almost 100 million GP worth of tiaras, or someone who collects mostly useless seeds. There's an amazing plugin called the 3D Weather plugin that allows you to have realistic weather in Oldschool RuneScape. It works with snow, rain, sunny, foggy. You can change the intensity of the weather and even your preferred season. Clouds, stars, lightning, whatever you want to create that realistic experience. It even has its own ambient sounds. If you want a free prayer boost, you can use the Ancient Mage special attack inside your BOH to get a guaranteed max hit prayer boost every time. It saves on prayer potions and is very effective if you're still using your BOH anyways to restore your stats. Did you know that if you subscribe to Kribus, you are guaranteed to get more fun facts until the rest of your life? Don't miss out on this great deal. Yay! The Elidnis Ward currently costs a little bit over 5 million GP, and it's still one of the best in-slot items to train your magic with, that many people don't use these days. For comparison, this 5 million GP item gives you 3% increase in your damage, while any ancestral piece, which costs over 100 million GP, gives you only 2% increase. Basically, full items and the ward gives you almost identical DPS as the ancestral top and bottom. There is a plugin called No Examine that allows for much cleaner loot piles and human piles so you can see what to pick up or who to trade. And finally, the best place to pickpocket master farmers is actually the farming guild. You can use the seed vault to basically one-click store all of your seeds so you never have to worry about running out of inventory space or banking. Okay, that does it. If you enjoyed all of these facts, please consider subscribing and I'll see you in a few days with another video. Bye!